Okay, yesterday this was. What we're going to do is we're going to review this. Okay? So, let's rewind. Why doesn't the policeman do anything before he even attempts to get over there? He just watches him. Right? He just watches him. But then as soon as he puts his foot down, that's when he decides to do something. Look. You should have just put your hand up and said, can you get back, please, sir? You didn't do anything like that, did you? No, you just wait. As if that guy would really do that. I'm sorry. He doesn't look like the type to me. Yeah? And then they have to have like three of them take him away. And then the woman just there to shut the gate. And then what happens? The crowd go mad. What are you doing to him? Let him go. All this rubbish. And who's at the top there? Making sure that he's visible. More visible than anyone in the whole crowd. That's right. Lawrence Fox. And what is he? An actor. Yeah? So, the most visible person there is an actor. He's also wearing camouflage to make it feel like it's some kind of coup d'etat. Like they're guerrillas. Guerrilla resistance. Yeah? So it's all mind control. So he's the leader and he's an actor. And what are actors paid to do? They're paid to lie. So then you see all this stuff get thrown. And then I love it when they do this. It shows you that it's fake, because what use is doing that to anyone? No, there's not any use. And then this man is so wild that he needs to be pulled back and physically restrained by a woman. Yeah? He looks off his head anyway. You can see him there on the right again. Oh look, someone getting angry with the police there. Wearing orange, like I keep mentioning to you. Now, let's rewind it and pause it. Right. See the guy in orange. Then look behind him. See the guy in shades. And then behind him, the guy in the grey top. Right? Remember him. Guy in grey top. Yeah? So what this was a staged event to make it look like there's a wild crowd outside 10 Downing Street, and they try to that's who they send. Yeah, this guy he barely managed to get over it. He looks like he collects stamps and pressings of flowers, not like tries to rush Downing Street. So fake. And then the crowd go wild, led by the military coup d'etat leader, Lawrence Fox, the man paid to act. Yeah? And then you got people throwing beer, trying to get over the barriers. Placards get thrown. And they try to remove this barrier for no reason whatsoever. And also, bear in mind, the guy pulling the barrier down there is wearing it's got the Palestinian flag. So they're trying to connect people who are free Palestine to yobs. Anti-lockdown people to yobs like this one here, who has to be physically restrained by a female. Right, pause it on someone else that I spotted in the crowd. The man with braids that you see now. See him there? So that's two I've told you to look out for, isn't it? This one with braids. Yeah, see him there? And the one with the grey shirt that I showed you before. I'll show you him again in just a second. There. Yeah? So, dark hair, grey hoodie, behind the man in shades who's near the guy in the orange shirt that you see pointing at the policeman, right? So that's two people that I've asked you to look out for, yeah? So there's two people in this crowd who I've seen before, yeah? And then this totally pointless activity here. I mean, what is the point of that? Really? What an idiot. Absolutely pointless. So, to summarise what's happened in this bit, they basically want you to think that there's a mob of drunken louts trying to take over Downing Street, who are throwing beer at police officers, throwing placards, having to be restrained by women. Oh, and they're all led by an actor, Lawrence Fox, in his military gear, making sure that he stood well above everyone else so everyone thinks that he's a leader of some sort. And then this dude tries to get on. I mean, God almighty. Clumsy or what? And then the totally pointless exercise of putting in a barrier. I mean, look at that bald guy with the burgundy shirt. Look at him, man. He looks like he's never had a girlfriend, and here he is outside Downing Street pulling the barrier down. He almost gets it put on the top of him, for God's sake. Seriously, guys, when you can actually laugh at a protest, that's a pretty big indicator that it's fake, alright? Now, this whole video was only 40 seconds. I've already managed to talk about it for 6 minutes. Okay, so let's look at the people I told you to look at. It's just so stupid. People trying to jump over barriers. Some people trying to pull them down. Yeah, it's really worth it, guys. Well done. That is showing the elite, that is. The Freemasons and their lodges, they're quaking, you know. But like I said, this is fake. You got crisis actors there. You got people high off all kinds of drugs, drunk to the eyeballs, all kinds, all sorts. Yeah. So I asked you to look at the guy in the dreads, and I've asked you to look at this guy behind the guy with shades, who's in front of the guy with orange shirt. So let's go and look at them now. So let's start with the guy with dreads. Here he is, wearing the Nike sweatshirt, yeah? Who's he stood next to? Tatman. Who's Tatman? Crisis actor hired to be one of Piers Corbyn's entourage. Who's he next to? Guy in the England shirt with the Trump hat, who we've seen at other staged events, who is an agitator, who's been on Brexit marches agitating people, yeah? He also wears a Trump mask now and then, so he really is a Trump fanboy. And also, some people might not know who she is, but the woman who's next to Red Nike guy, she's part of all this as well, okay? She got arrested at the same time as the tinfoil hat man was there, if that means anything to some of you, all right? So here's another staged event where the dread guy is, right? Look, here he is again. Now notice that with this guy, before I called him out on it, he's wearing red. Here he is with the red phone cover. And here he is right in the centre of the staged event, 26th of September. Look how close he is to the guy with the fake blood on him. Here he is, like I said, wearing all red. And what's he doing? He's filming someone who's getting fake arrested, who's also wearing red. Wearing red trainers, bright red shorts, and to top it off, red hair. I don't know many males who have literally red hair like that. Okay? Here he is yet again, behind police lines, gesticulating to someone. Now, it wouldn't be the body language of myself if I was there. I wouldn't be so comfortable to stand right next to the police like that and beckon someone over. The only reason I'd be confident to do that is if I was police as well, or an actor who's part of the police operation. Okay? So, on the left is another event he was at when the territorial support group got chased out of London, but this time he had his braids taken out, so he didn't look the same. But as you can see, exactly the same bloody person. Yeah, another photo for you to compare. Exactly the same person. And where's that other one? Yeah, here we go. So here's yet another event that he's at. And who's he next to? Oh yeah, Tommy Robinson fanboy biased Welshman who loves a good old fake event, yeah? How many times have I showed you him recently? What a coincidence that they're both there together. Look, here he is getting carted off by the police. Now, he changed his wardrobe, didn't he? Because I exposed him for wearing red. But as you can see, just got a little subtle bit of red there on the back strap. Hilarious, guys. Right? There he is again, man. Yeah? And like I said to you, they deliberately asked him to stand on there with his megaphone, shouting his head off, wearing military gear, because they wanted people to think that he's the leader of that movement, yeah? It's just so obvious. So we looked at the Dread guy, didn't we? And I've shown you how many different events he's in. He's even been fake arrested, wearing all red. I mean, how much more proof do you want that that guy's an actor? I also told you to look for the guy in grey. Well, here he is. See him there, right in the centre of the shot? Yeah? With the dark hair. Notice who he's near. Jeff Wyatt, Tommy Robinson fanboy. So... we already had biased Welshman, Tommy Robinson fanboy, connected with the actors. Here's Jeff Wyatt as well. Oh, but wait, there's biased Welshman as well. So we've got two Tommy Robinson fanboys in just there. So thousands upon thousands of people at that event, but yet I managed to identify two Tommy Robinson fanboys literally meters away from each other in a staged event. And you can see all the other actors there, like Cricket Man. Yeah, Cricket Man, who said the only thing stopping him seeing his love of his life, Monique, was having the jab. He said that on the 26th of September, on that day you're looking at right now. That's how I knew that this was a staged event and that these people were actors, just because he slipped up and said something so stupid like that. Okay? So, again, we found another probable actor hired for the day. You just saw him outside Downing Street. Here, I managed to find him at Trafalgar Square, 26th of September. 8-9 months ago, guys. But wait. Who else do we see him near, guys? Look, here he is right there. He's literally surrounded by people that I have exposed on my videos. I exposed this guy in the red coat in my video the other day. I've exposed this guy in the high-vis vest as well. Oh, and look, there's the Dread guy. So there's the Dread guy, and there's the guy that I told you to look at from Downing Street, and they're inches away from each other. What are the chances that I can find them both inches away from each other on September 26th, and we find them at the same staged event yesterday outside Downing Street? And yet again, there he is with Tommy Robinson fanboy Jeff Wyatt, as well as other actors that I've exposed, including that small man there and the guy with the red coat. I've also exposed that guy with the hat there and the guy with the Adidas top there. I'm also got a video coming out about that guy with the hat as well, and it's just hilarious that they're all together, guys. I mean, what are the chances? But I got one more for you. So I've now shown you this guy at two events that look staged. Downing Street yesterday, September the 26th, and here he is in Bradford. Another staged event. Watch what he's got on his top. Stone Island. How many of these people do we see at these stage events wearing that make? Quite a lot. Again, video coming up about that. So now I've shown you this guy being used in 3 staged events. So he's hired per day They've used him 3 times at least. All staged events. Yeah? And then very quickly, guys, so you can see that he's right next to the guy in the high-vis vest. Now, if you don't know who he is, you should do, but if you don't, this is him wearing the earpiece. Yeah? Here he is with his other police-looking mate. Now, the one on the right, he was caught on camera at the Westfield shopping centre knocking helmets off policemen's heads. So both of these were part of the staged event of the Westfield shopping centre. Okay? Look, there you go. If you didn't believe me, there you go. So these two are a duo, and they're always together. And the only time you won't see them is after I expose them. Because as soon as I expose people as working together, the next week you see them, but they won't be together. They've been told to separate. And you'll notice that these two are right by this guy AJ with the megaphone, who's an agent provocateur, and the guy with a tinfoil hat. Anyone who goes to a protest with a tinfoil hat is an agent, because anyone with a brain knows that that is the most stupid thing you can do. If you want to be taken seriously as someone who cares about humanity and you're against anti-lockdown and anti-whatever, you don't go around with a tinfoil hat unless you're an agent. And it's funny how he stood next to the agent provocateur there and the guy who knocked helmets off the policeman's head. It's not a coincidence. Oh, and look, they're by the guy with the boombox as well. Yeah, with the red strap around his head there. Also in that crowd is Free Hugs, who I've exposed as a crisis actor as well. Yeah. And look, it's funny that. Got another picture of the small man in high-vis vest, stood next to our mate Grey Bleeder, the agent provocateur, right where that woman fellow supposedly got pushed over, remember? So that's one occasion that you see the high-vis vest man with Grey Bleeder. Oh wait, here's another one. Just a coincidence, guys. Just a coincidence. Out of thousands upon thousands of people, it's just a coincidence that they're stood next to each other there and stood next to each other there. Just a coincidence, guys. It's also a coincidence that they both have earpieces on them on occasions. Yeah, just a coincidence. Okay, so now do you understand how important this channel is? Okay, because of the research that I've done over 2 years, I'm able to identify certain elements that are in the crowd. Okay, a lot of people wouldn't have even seen them, and if they had seen them, they won't recognize them. But I've shown you two in this crowd that have been in parts of other stage events and who look very much like police. The fact that they have earpieces, the fact that they do things that the normal protester wouldn't do, yeah, etc, etc. So this whole 40-second video was just there to make the anti-lockdown movement look like a bunch of thugs like this guy here, who literally needs to get pulled back by a woman round the throat. Oh, and look, there's our dread guy who just walks past the shot. Pathetic, absolutely pathetic. If you believe this is real, then you don't deserve freedom. Simple as that. If you believe this is real, you don't deserve freedom. Oh look, I didn't see the guy. There he is. Look, there he is again. Right. So there's our dread guy there. Now look for our guy in the, there he is, behind the bollard. Look, in the grey. Look how he's shouting. Did you see? So not only was he by the tree, he also walked over here. Look, you can see him now. By the guy with the snazzy hat, yeah? It's not a coincidence. They have the ability to hire crowds of 200 people, okay? Some of them, though, will be used over and over again, possibly because they're actually police, yeah? And then this absolutely pointless thing here. So there you go. Like I said, that's why this channel is so important, because I have a background and knowledge of these people and I've seen what they've done in the past. I know who they're connected to. This whole event was staged to make us look bad. And the fact that they've got Lawrence Fox, the actor, there, highly visible, above everyone else, like he's some kind of leader, wearing military attire, tells you everything. They want you to think that the anti-lockdown movement is basically a violent coup d'etat waiting to happen. Yeah? People throwing alcohol, people throwing placards, doing this pointless thing. That guy with the bald head nearly crushes himself, for God's sake. Idiot. Propaganda. This is propaganda to make us look bad. Do not fall for it. Do not attend to these events unless you want to add to us being discredited. Simple as that. If you do want to protest, you need to do it away from all these people. You need to do it away from these people, because they will just trap you and make you look bad. Okay, so let's leave it there. So that was a review of what happened outside Downing Street yesterday. All led by famous actor who thinks he's like Fidel Castro or Che Guevara, for goodness sake. Yeah? So if you appreciate what I've done, there's various ways you can help me. And help me to help others. Simple as that. Okay? So where there's darkness, we shine our light the brightest. Take care of yourselves and of others. Peace for now.